Welcome back, toy fans, to episode 130 of Reynolds Reviews, and on today's episode, custom flight stands for your vintage mask vehicles. Cue the march. Welcome back everyone. Now, like I said in the intro, today we are going to take a look at some custom flight stands for your vintage mask vehicles. Now, my mask collection is something that is always growing, and if you follow the channel you will know I'm a huge mask fan and huge mask collector, and this is something that I'm really enjoying in the last sort of year and a half, 2 years. I'm part of the UK Mask Facebook group, and I've got to say it has been a godsend to my collection, and I've met so many amazing people. It's a fantastic group. Now, I love my collection, but I've always felt it could be displayed maybe a little bit better and a little bit more optimal, a little bit more pleasing on the eye. And whilst I've been in the group, I always see other people's collections and see how other people have got things displayed, and I always admire certain items in other people's collections. Now, something that I saw being sold on an overseas website was some flight stands for mask vehicles. Now, this is something that I really like, that I really wanted to sort of look at purchasing, but I'm always a bit reluctant to buy from abroad. And when I looked at the stands, even though they were what I was looking for, I felt that the vehicle podium was very high, and it might be difficult to display them if there's a shelf above. I felt the helmet podium was a little bit high as well, and because the vehicle podium was on an angle, I just kind of felt that they potentially looked unbalanced, and I thought they might be difficult to display. So I jumped in the Mask Facebook group and just put a post out asking if anyone knew of any UK sellers selling similar items. And I was contacted by a guy called Rob Good, who said that he does custom work. He makes custom items and felt that he may be able to help me out. So myself and Rob spoke for a few days. I told him the kind of thing that I was looking for. He told me the kind of thing he felt he could produce. And between the two of us, we came up with a pretty good idea. And a few days later, a package arrived. Want to see what Rob sent us? Come on, let's jump in and take a look.
Give me the best agents for this mission.
Personnel selected. Luke Reynolds, toy fan and mask collector. Vehicle codename Fire Spray.
So like I said in the intro, a few days later this arrived. Now, as you can see, not only is Rob very skilled when it comes to making things and customs, he's also got a bit of a sense of humour as well. Because when this arrived, as you can see, it's addressed to Mr. Matt Tracker. Now, the funny thing about this is, because of the name, the postman actually knocked on the door, because he knows obviously it's the right address, but then asked me if we had a Mr. Matt Tracker living here, which amused me. I explained to him why it's addressed to Mr. Matt Tracker, and he gave me a little bit of a chuckle, but also a bit of a funny look as well. I'm not quite sure if he was laughing with me or at me, but funny looks are nothing new to me. Get them off Rachel all the time, so water off a duck's back. Okay, so let's get this opened up and see what we've got. Okay, and there we go. So, as you can see, we've got two bases, we've got two vehicle platforms or podiums, and then two helmet podiums. So, the vehicle platforms mount into these holes here, the helmet into those, and then we've got two pegs for figure stands. They might not look like much when they're laid out on the table, but I've got a funny feeling these are going to look awesome once put together. This stand is for Raven, and this stand is for Condor. So, we're going to get these put together and see what we've got. Time for a montage. And there we go. So first we're going to take a look at Condor, and look at that. I just think that is superb. It's exactly what I had in my mind when I was talking to Rob, and this is what he produced, and I think it looks superb. So as you can see, quite different to the ones I showed you on the screen in the intro. So nice and solid base, nice and thick, really sturdy, and there is a tiny bit of weight to it as well, so you don't have to worry about it being unbalanced or tipping. We've got figure pegs for Brad Turner himself, and then a little helmet podium, which I think is the perfect height. If you recall in the intro, the helmet podium was sort of overhead height, and I just felt that was too high. You know, I think this way, sort of shoulder to chest height, it just displays the helmet perfectly. And then of course we've got the vehicle podium with Condor in flight. Again, slight angle, so it sits at a little bit of a tilt, so it looks like it's in flight, and not too high. I felt the others were just too high, you know, and if there's a shelf above, I didn't feel it would fit, whereas these will fit perfectly, and they're nice and straight, and again, nice and solid, so they look nice and balanced, and you don't have to worry about them tipping over. But look at that, absolutely superb. We just spin it around, you can see, nice and central. And obviously, depending on which way you want it, this stem does come out. Now, you can glue these in, but to be honest, Rob has made them that well, they are nice and secure. Once you put them in, they sit nice and tight, you don't need to glue them. So of course you can take it out and angle Condor whichever way you want, whichever's best suited for your display, so you can switch it around. You can even have it facing forwards if you wanted to. Personally, I like it on an angle, just facing in like that. But that is superb, and I'm so pleased with these. As you can see, well, I mean, you can't actually see, now I've said that, but the top of the stem for the vehicle is slightly shaped just so it sits nicely under Condor, so they are very vehicle specific. You can't just buy sort of 10 of the same stand and sort of fit it to other vehicles. They are specific to each vehicle. But obviously I didn't want a big base at the bottom, so I didn't want a huge base where you could see Condor sat on it, because I wanted it to look like it was in flight. So it's only a very, very small area at the top of the stem, so they don't balance, so you do need to add something onto that. So I've just used Gorilla sticky pads. They are nice and secure. Just put one of them on the top and then stick the vehicle on. It sits nice and tight. As you can see, look, you can spin this around, it doesn't move, it doesn't wobble, it doesn't look like it's going to fall off, so I would recommend that. So they do need a little bit of assistance to sit on the stand, but not a huge amount, and like I say, otherwise you would need a really large base at the top of the podium, which I didn't want, because you know, you want the illusion that they're in flight as much as possible. So, but this is perfect, Rob. Thank you so much. It's exactly what I was hoping for when we started speaking. Yeah, and I will certainly be looking to get more of these in the future. But obviously, that's Condor. Let's go take a look at Raven.
I'll keep Switchblade busy, Matt. You go after them all.
Watch yourself, Brad. She can outfly you in that thing.
Outfly me? Get serious.
And there's Raven, everyone, and again, just look at how good that looks now. Slightly different to Condor, this one does need to be angled outwards, so the nose needs to be on the outside, otherwise it dips too low and does hit the figure if you face it inwards. But just perfect. Again, the stem, perfect height. The stem top is a little bit wider now to fit Raven. It does sit nicely into the seat recesses, but will need a little bit of assistance again. Just some Gorilla pads on the base and it sticks nice and tight. And again, I just wanted a way to display my figures and the masks and the vehicles just a little bit more optimal. So this way we've got everything on display. We've got the figure, we've got the mask, and we've got the vehicle, and it just looks awesome. Again, nicely balanced, really solid base, and once them sticky pads are on, it doesn't move, it doesn't tilt, it doesn't want to fall. Need to swap those screws out, don't I? Wow, they look really rusty. I've got some from my good friend Ant, so I will do that. But again, as you can see, spin it round, it's not in danger of falling, and just looks superb. So Rob, again, you have done a sterling job, mate. I will be back for more without a doubt, because I know you have got some more in the pipeline, which I will mention towards the end of the video. But again, just looks exceptional, and just a fantastic way to make your mask collection a little bit more attractive and a little bit more pleasing on the eye. I mean, I just think that's solid. They are perfectly balanced. Yeah, I might even get some little mask stickers just to put on the front there, like I've done with my Masters of the Universe stands, if you recall. I just think that would finish them off perfectly. But what an amazing job you've done, Rob. Really pleased with these. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier. Just look at how well they display everything together. Okay, so let's get everything back on the table and take a final look. And there we go, everyone. Both of them back on the table. We're looking at them 360 degrees now, and I think you'll agree they look exceptional. They are so good, and exactly what I had in mind, Rob, when we started talking. I'm so excited to get them into my display and into my collection. They are exceptional. If you like Rob's stands, if you've got any Mask vehicles that you want to display, by all means get in touch with him. You can get in touch with Rob via the Mask UK Facebook group or via the email address on screen now. But I highly recommend them. If you've got any vehicles that are suitable for these stands, by all means get in touch with Rob and he will sort you out. These are superb. I cannot recommend these highly enough. I know that Rob is also looking at producing more. I think Vampire is on its way, but two vehicles that I know Rob is also looking at doing in the future, which I'm very excited about, is Thunderhawk and Manta. They are on the way, I believe, as well. So keep an eye on the channel. I will be looking at those in the future. But he's also looking at doing other accessories as well for certain play sets that were never produced. You may get a clue by that. But he is producing so many amazing things right now, so keep a close eye on the channel because I will be showing them in future videos. But Rob is doing amazing work. Keep it up, Rob. You're a credit to the community and you really are doing a huge service to Mask as a toy line. I am absolutely loving it. But again, make sure you check out the Mask UK Facebook group, everyone. You will find Rob in there, as well as myself and a few other people as well. And again, there's always bargains to be had and people doing amazing work, so make sure you check out the group. But yeah, there we go, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by and giving me a shot. I hope you'll consider leaving a like and subscribing. And if one of my existing viewers and existing subscribers, thank you for sticking with me, everyone. I really do appreciate your support. Leave any comments or questions in the comment section below. I always try to read everyone's comments and get back to everybody. And as always, keep collecting. I'll see you next time.